For scrunchie, you're going to need a piece of material that's 16 inches long by 4 inches wide. And what you're going to do, once you have your material cut out for 16 inches long and 4 inches wide, you're going to take this rectangle and you're going to fold it over so that the right sides meet facing together, and you're going to sew a line from about 1 inch from one end and a 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way to 1 inch from the other end. So you're not going from end to end. You're going to leave a gap on one side because we're going to flip it inside out and sew the rest of it up. So I'm going to sew this seam line right here and then we'll come back. When you have everything sewn from one side to the other, remember you got about 1 inch right here and about 1 inch right here, and you only sewed a 1/2 inch seam here in the middle. You're going to flip it inside out. So you can take it and you can push your thumb through, and you just push it through like this. And one of the best things to have is a chopstick, and a chopstick will help you push things through like this. So you just push that fabric through, and you can just gather it up and just push it in, because you want to flip it inside out. So however the best way is for you to flip your tube inside out is what you want. So it's up to you how you do it. This is just how I do it. And then once you have it flipped inside out, you have your tube here and you still have your openings like this. Next, you're going to take your elastic. The elastic that you cut is 7 inches long. This is a 7-inch long piece of elastic. So 7 inches long, and you're going to take it and you're going to take a safety pin and you're going to guide it through one end, and you're going to take a safety pin on the other end and you're going to pop it through the other end. Except, instead of closing it up, you're going to just attach it through here to this side, to one side of your scrunchie. Because when next you're going to take your elastic with this safety pin and you're going to guide it through, and you're going to push it through like this. And as you do this, having it safety pinned here on this end will allow you to keep your elastic out so it doesn't get lost, because your elastic is way shorter than your scrunchie. So once you have this pulled together like this, and you have this side, and see what happened there? It started going inside because it's way shorter. So you can undo it, keep your elastic. See how this looks? You can undo this elastic, but hold on to your end here. And now you want to sew this together right here. So you're going to overlap it about 1/2 inch, like so. Just overlap it. Can you see it? Overlap it. And you're going to go to the sewing machine and do a little zigzag stitch right there. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Alright, I sewed up my elastic, and I'm going to have to tell you, sewing up a short little piece of elastic on a sewing machine, I couldn't even do zigzag. I just did straight stitches back and forth using my reverse. So I went forward and I hit my reverse and I went backward, and I let go of it and went forward. So I did that back and forth a couple of times, and that's a secure stitch right there. So we're almost done. So now what you want to do is straighten out your doodad. So you see how you have the seam line right here. You want to butt up the back of each side to the other. So right sides together. So make sure that your seam line is running on the outside. And then take this side and match it to this side. So corner to corner, like for example, like this. So we would be, as an example, we would be laying it like this. So corner would match that corner, and this corner would match that corner. So that's what we want here. So corner to corner. And stick a pin in it. And this is one of those things you're going to have to finagle and play with. Okay, corner to corner. And then if you can, match up the edges as well to the best of your ability. That's why you leave an inch at the end, because so if you leave anything less than an inch at the end, you're not going to have enough room to do your finagling. Okay, so see, it's all gathered together, but we're going to sew those ends together. So we're going to go back to the sewing machine, and we're going to finagle some more underneath our machine, and we're going to sew this line right across here. Okay, I'm going to show you this without a piece of elastic in it. So here's the tube. So you're going to take this end, you're going to flip it out like that. You see that side right there, that end, and you're going to match it with this end. So you match corner to corner and you pin it, and you go all the way across, matching corner to corner. Now if you think it's easier, you can do another extra inch. And so when you sew your seam line on the long piece, leave 2 inches on each end, and it'll give you more fabric to work with. But this is what you want to do. You want to match up each end, and you're going to sew a line across that end. Except for real, you're going to do it with the elastic on the inside. So I'm going to go sew this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here we go. So this is the end that's been sewn together. So it looks just like this, except that there's elastic in there. See, there's the elastic. I have it pulled to one side. So once we get that end sewn, now you can just straighten it out, and it should fold in on itself. See that right there? How it folds in? So now all we have to do is tuck in those ends. And see, when you straighten it out like this, you see how all of a sudden you have a seam right there? Oop, I'll get you in frame. All you have to do is go from where you stop sewing at on one side and sew straight across. You just sew straight across to the other side, and that closes that hole. And your scrunchie is all done. So I'm going to go sew this up, and I'll show you in just a minute. And here we go. See how I sewed that up? It's just an outside stitch going from the beginning to the end of the stitching that was from the inside. And there's your scrunchie. And now you can put it in your hair and look fabulous. I'm going to make a couple more for my daughters. And there you go. Fabulous. And you can do it in any fabric that you want. Though I recommend cotton quilting just because it's sturdy and it's easily washable if you decide to get something in it. Hey, the video was short and sweet today, but I hope you guys were able to follow along. If you have any questions, put a question in the comment down there below, and I will respond to it as soon as I can. Comment, like, share, tell me what you guys are looking for, and as usual, I hope you guys are having a good time and that you guys can make a whole bunch of scrunchies. And if you need clarification, just let me know. So I hope to see you guys later, and I hope you have a good time. Bye!